I'm Mark Sorsa-Leslie. I'm the co-founder and chief executive of Beringar. Beringar is a company that develops sensors that help people understand how to use their buildings more efficiently, to improve the comfort level and the productivity of real estate. So we're a company founded by two chartered surveyors that have brought in some data scientists, some hardware engineers to build a solution that allows for the first time those use patterns of buildings to be properly understood. The idea actually started from a client challenge. So we had an existing client that worked in the NHS and wanted to understand how his buildings were being used. He had the challenge that he was trying to increase the amount of health services that were being deployed from his properties, from his portfolio, but he didn't know how much of his portfolio was really being used. So we developed a solution that helped him to understand the use of the space and helped him to program in more health services into the existing portfolio. He had no budget to increase his property portfolio, so this was a way of increasing health service without increasing property costs. When we received the client challenge, we needed to start and find a way we knew it would be a sensor solution that we needed. So we went and first of all contacted Census, the Scottish Centre for Sensors and Imaging Systems. They helped us with the original prototype, the very first build of our device. But very soon after that, we realised that we were going to need help to, of course, scale up from one prototype through to some pre-production devices. We were introduced to Dynamic as a company that could help us to go from that prototype stage through to a production stage. Sat down and met with a team, met with John and his team. They helped us plan out what we needed to think about in terms of sourcing components, designing our product, putting it together and making sure that we could deliver something that worked for the client at a price point that made sense from a business standpoint for us. And they've just been fantastic from beginning to end. We met Dynamic for the first time, I think, in November 2017. So we've really been working with them for a full year. And in that year, we've gone from that prototype to placing our first full-scale production order with them. So it's been a fairly steep learning curve for us, a fairly rapid process going from no knowledge about how to build hardware to actually placing a production order. But it's been made easier by the knowledge and expertise within these four walls. I think the trust is really important. We absolutely admire the depth of experience and knowledge that there is here in Dynamic. We really put our trust in them to not just help us build our product, but they're an active part of helping us to design our product. They're helping us make choices around componentry that shorten lead times, that reduce our overall production costs, and they're using their experience and their knowledge to help us do that. So we really do put our trust in them. I'd say that the most important thing that Dynamic are doing above and beyond just building our solution is that they're helping us to think about what our solution should incorporate. They're making active and proactive suggestions about how to design the product, how to get our product out to market. They have experience not just of building things, but of making sure that they get into the customer hands and that they stay there. Because of course what you don't want is product coming back that's been badly built or badly designed or doesn't meet the customer requirements. So I think that overall, the above and beyond isn't just about the design or the manufacture, it's about the confidence to supply it, get it to the customer and make sure that it stays in the customer's hands and they stay happy. Beyond that, we lease some space in the office here. They've helped us be really close to the manufacturing process. They've helped us by allowing us to bring our customers to this location to give them the confidence that our units are being built in a factory where people know what they're doing. I think that there's a lot of kind of extra benefit to us in demonstrating high quality Scottish engineering at work in a factory such as Dynamics. When I was introduced to John for the first time, I think one of the things that struck me and the comment that he made was that Dynamic are not a company that has hundreds of customers. They're very selective about the businesses they want to work with. And I kind of felt like I was properly interviewed by John about whether our business was really a business that they wanted to have as a customer. And I was delighted that he decided that we were one of the companies that he wanted as a customer. I think that the way that the relationship has developed from that time is that John has absolutely kind of mentored our business, not just in terms of the knowledge about the electronic manufacturing side of things, but also just from a business standpoint. The fact that they have only a few customers and that they stay very close to their customers is incredibly important to us. It means that we get a lot of time from the management team and we get a lot of attention. And for us as individuals that really didn't know a lot about manufacturing electronics, that's been incredibly valuable. It's been one of the most valuable things about working with Dynamic. A year ago we had a prototype device. Today we have a production device. So I kind of take my hat off to people like John working with small companies like us and helping us progress, because the kind of support that they've given us as a business, as a virtual business, has been incredible, and it's allowed us to move beyond that point where we already are able to answer all of the customer questions. We're already able to tackle all the technical challenges, and we've been able to do that without having to go and raise millions and millions of pounds in venture funding. But now we have to do that because now we have to scale, and that's the exciting part. That's where the venture funding should come in. It should come into companies that are ready for explosive growth, and that's where we think we are.